Hey guys! So today I'm going to be talking to you all about my absolute favorite books. Now, I didn't think I was a huge reader back in junior high until I found out the subject that I like to read. I was forcing myself to read fantasy novels, fiction novels, because that's what most people in my grade were reading, and I didn't like it. I couldn't get even like a quarter of the way through a book because I'm not into the fantasy realms and such. So once I actually found out which kind of books I like to read, I took off in the reading zone very fast. So the books that I really like to read are nonfiction, biographies, memoirs, real life stuff. I really seem to be gravitating towards the raw, ugly side of the world. I don't like to paint things into a beautiful picture. I'm just about realism. So the books that I really enjoy reading are very gritty, scary, truthful, and overall a little bit fucked up. So I really don't have much order to this. It's just the ones that I grabbed off my bookshelf that really spoke to me. Well, I guess I'll start off by saying that one of my absolute favorite authors, thanks to my dear friend Megan, is Augusten Burroughs. I do own a lot of his books. They're probably my favorite. I'm going to have to choose a couple out of here to just give you a really quick rundown on. So there is Running with Scissors, and that one is the first one I ever read from him. It's his first autobiography. Really good, deep, crazy storyline. Let's just say this has a lot to do with mental health and growing up with parents who didn't have very good mental health. Next up is Dry by Augusten Burroughs, and this one is all about his alcoholism when he grew up and moved to New York and became a very deep alcoholic. So very captivating read. And then one of the last ones that I'm just going to talk to you about is This Is How. Most of my hardcovers I'll take the sleeve off of because I just think the books look a lot sexier this way. Anyways, so This Is How is basically a self-help type of book from him. Very motivating. All his words are awesomely put together. You'll just come to so many conclusions about life and the world and all that junk that you just never would have thought of before reading this one. So I definitely suggest This Is How. I'm pretty sure it's his most recent one. Another huge inspiration for me is post-secret books. I've been a post-secret junkie for many years. Too many years. No, not enough years. But if you don't know what Post-Secret is, it is an organization from one man, Frank Warren, where he collects secrets all over the mail in the post. So he will just get you to mail a postcard to him, and it just has to have your secret on it, no return address, so no one ever has to know who you are, and he'll post it to his blog, postsecret.com, every Sunday. I think he only puts about 20 up there every week, and he gets like 20,000 a week, so that's just how it works. So I have the Confessions on Life, Death, and God. I have A Lifetime of Secrets, which is huge and has a lot of pages of crazy memories from the post-secret community that I used to be a part of very heavily. It was another split off type of form, I guess you could say, where you'd sign up and you could talk to other people about secrets and all that junk. But I have a bunch of printouts in that one of all the conversations and fun times I had on there. And then I have just the original Post-Secret book, the very first one that he ever came out with. Oh, I'm lying. There's a tiny little one that he came out with first, but I didn't ever get that one. So, really inspiring. If you go through, you'll find a lot of secrets you agree with, a lot of secrets that freak you out. It's just overall really cool because you get to learn a lot more about different people in the world, and you don't have a face to put to these secrets, so it's kind of convenient and incredibly inspiring. Next up, a couple comics that I really love to read again and again and again are the Tank Girl comics. Of course, I'm a huge Tank Girl fan, and just the art in these is just to die for. I just super mega love Tank Girl and everything she represents. She's probably the most badass babe in the whole wide world, and I just incredibly love her comic books. And of course, the Ninja Turtles, I had to throw that in there too because I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan. I always have been since I was like a teeny little wee one. But this is like the original comics where all their masks are red, which is really cool. Next up, I'm going to go into kind of, I guess, more inspiring, and then my next category is kind of downright terrifying. So I guess we'll start off with these ones. I actually have two of these, but one is lent away to my sister right now. This is the Book of Awesome. Well, this is the one of even more awesome. The Book of Awesome is exactly what it states to be. It's just a compilation of awesome things, and the narration in it is really good. Like, for example, this one here says, finding something you lost a long time ago after you've already given up looking for it. And then they have like a page, sometimes just a word of commentary underneath them, riding home with a box of pizza on your lap, picking the fastest moving line at the grocery store checkout, getting a hug from a person you didn't know you were in a hug relationship with. It just goes on and on about really awesome things in the world, and after reading the first one, I cried at the very end because I was like, I just felt overjoyed. I felt just so full of excitement and love for the world. It was like my old like teenage optimistic self had come and like smacked me in the face, and I was like, oh yeah, the world is awesome, you know. Next up is Girl Boss by Sophie Amoruso. She's the owner of Nasty Gal. This book I've been nursing. I'm like almost at the end of it, but what I have to say about this book is it's truly 110% inspiring for anyone who's looking to kind of be more of an entrepreneur, trying to be your own boss, really not a fan of the system. It's really cool because I really relate with her younger self a lot. She used to be pretty rebellious and punk rock, so that's really freaking awesome. And so reading about that, and then, well, you know, being the multi-millionaire she is now is kind of just like, wow. And next up is I'm With the Band from Pamela Desbarres. I don't know how to say her name very well. Anyways, this is one of the most well-renowned groupies in the world. She slept with a lot of band members. Why that's inspiring to me, I'll never know, because I'm not a fan of dating people in bands, because my mom always told me not to do that. So I just really liked this read. It was really uplifting. She seemed to have a really great life. She did whatever she wanted to do, and that was very inspiring to me. Okay, so this next lot of books is kind of a little bit more terrifying. These are the books that really draw me in. I'm a pretty positive person in my life. I'm very nice and caring to other people. And so it is kind of odd that I'm extremely attracted to these types of books. But honestly, that's just how my biological being is. So the next couple books are a little bit scarier, I guess you could say. Also, real life, nothing Stephen King in here, you know, it's not that kind of scary. So I'll start off with my absolute 110% favorite book that I ever read in school, and that is Night by Eli Wiesel. This is a Holocaust memoir, and this man took like a 7 or 10 year vow of silence to never speak of the Holocaust once he was out of it, before he wrote this book, and look how small it is. Do you even understand the amount of stuff that's jam-packed into this tiny little book. He was in the Holocaust for a long time. So you have to understand when reading this book, it's not a book that you can just fly through and just be like, oh yeah, that was good. No, it's not like that. So this book has 0 emotions put into it. He never once told you how it was making him feel, or if you went in depth with his thoughts, this book would probably be like this long. But this is just cold hard facts of exactly what happened to him during the Holocaust. And if you are in touch with your emotions, this one will kill you inside, because you will feel the emotions that he is not saying. The next book is A Stolen Life from J.C. Dugard. This book is so intense. If you don't know who J.C. Dugard is, she was stolen when she was in her preteens. She was kidnapped by a disgusting man and woman who then took her away and kept her for 18 years. That is a long time to be stolen. And he did unspeakable things to this girl, and it's just heart-ripping. It like rips the heartstrings like out of your chest while you're reading it. This one is gripping. I do remember seeing posters of JC when I was growing up, talking about how she was missing, and so her being found and then writing this book is very interesting to read. Next up is Columbine. This is a very, very large book entirely documenting the Columbine shootings, the massacre that happened at the school. I got very, very interested in this massacre back when I was probably about 16 years old, 17 maybe. I watched a movie called Elephant. It's like a B-rated movie, and so it got me very interested in the idea of this school shooting in particular. So I read very, very deeply into it. This book is just like incredible, the amount of like information this man gathered up on this shooting, and it really puts into a perspective of your life. I mean, it really makes you feel things. And the one that I'm currently reading right now is Life After Death from Damien Echols. He was part of the West Memphis 3, and if you don't know what that is, then that's crazy, because that news had been going around for quite some time. This was a triple murder that was framed on 3 boys who went to jail. They were completely innocent, and they stayed in jail for 18 years of their lives. And this is one of the boys who was in jail, and when he was out, he wrote this book. And I've only just started it, and it's just so far so deep. This man certainly didn't lose knowledge when he went into jail. He didn't learn, or he didn't stop learning, that's for sure. I imagine he read a lot of books, because his vocabulary and the way that he describes things so far even is outstanding. So those are just really just kind of like a fraction of my books that I own. They're definitely ones that have hit me really hard and that have made me feel a lot of feels. Thank you guys so much for watching. What are your favorite kind of books? Do you guys go for more fantasy? Are you more of a true life person like myself? What type of books are you into? Have you read any of these books that I mentioned? I'm very interested to know, and I will see you guys next time.